Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm working on this white polo again. We are in the middle of winter and the heat is not as effective as it used to be. So two things that can be: heater core is either clogged or the heater valve is not working properly. So bought a new heater valve and I am going to flush the heater core. But while I'm at it, I'm gonna do a full coolant system flush. So radiator, heater core, block, and then clean out the bottle. To do that, I've also bought a Liqui Moly Proline radiator cleaner. And this is effective for quite a couple liters. So I'll only do a little bit of this. And then to replace the coolant, I've got distilled water with the Sipu G12 coolant additive. Let's get cracking. I think to start, I'm going to start with draining the current coolant. There's a drain down at the bottom of the radiator, I'll show you now. And then I'm also going to pull the hoses for the heater core off and flush and put a hose pipe directly into that and flush that entire system. I think I'm going to do the flush first because I don't want any of the rust and gunk from inside the coolant system flowing through the new heater valve. So I'll do the flush and clean out first, and then I'll do the heater valve before I get ready to bleed the system. Okay, to make this a bit easier on myself, I am going to remove this pipe, and then you can see the heater core is back there, and you can see these two thin pipes that come from the heater core and they connect to the thermostat housing. So I'm going to pull those off and then put a hose pipe in the one side and then flush it with fresh water to get all the cuck out the heater core. That's the core. Then radiator. You've got this hose at the top here, which comes from the thermostat housing as well, under this pipe. And then right down at the bottom, I'm not sure if you can see there at the bottom, you can open that and then you can drain everything out the radiator as well. Then I'll put the hose pipe in the water bottle and let that flush through the entire system. I'm just going to put my two drains underneath. I've got this one specifically and then a little bucket. I'm going to put them under the engine to catch as much of the coolant as possible. Okay, let's get the first hose off. I'm already going to start draining coolant now. Okay, then the second hose is under there. The hose clamp is under there that I need to get off to pull that second hose. Second hose clamp off. Now I can pull the other hose. Or at least try both ends. Okay, let's check. Oh, well, we're gonna see this. So there's the one pipe over there, and then this pipe is the one I'm gonna put the hose pipe in. Ooh. Okay, I think this is quite plugged. I'm drenched. Okay, let's try the other way. Try that, yeah? Okay, the other way works much better. Jeez, check out that water coming out there. Seems to be getting quite a bit clearer now. Okay, now I'm going to blow it out with compressed air. Okay, I'm just going to push I need to get that hose clamp back on there first, and then I can push the second hose on to the thermostat housing and put its hose clamp on. I'm going to try show you the drain screw on the radiator without getting wet. This is it over there. You turn that, and this little hole here is where it drains out of the radiator. So I'm going to put my bucket under there now, open it from up top, and drain some water out there and put the hose pipe in the water bottle. Okay, let me try open this from above here. Not sure if you guys are going to be able to see. There we go. You can see the water pouring at the bottom there. Now I'm going to put hose pipe in the water bottle over here and continue to get the system flushing. You can see the water is like quite dirty, quite rusty, so I don't think this is a bad idea doing the flush. And this is just out of the heater core. This is the water that came out of the radiator, not as bad as what came out of the heater core. Just going to fill it with tap water, so because I still need to flush it. Okay, I filled the water bottle with hose pipe. I know the system's not full. I'm going to start the car and get the water pump running so that it can suck some water and start filling the system. Mustn't forget to put your fan on hot and run it on full while you're trying to bleed the system. It helps with getting some bubbles out. Just to show you, it's on hot and full power. Really does help with getting some bubbles out. With the engine idling and heater running on full, it's bubbling quite a bit and actually bleeding quite well. You can see once that calms down, the water level goes down, then it starts bubbling again. Okay, I've opened the tap down at the bottom, bars up to 10. I've opened the tap down at the bottom and I got the hose pipe filling in here at the top. Just to again try cycle some more rubbish out the system. Then I'm going to close there, make sure level's right here, and add the Liqui Moly flush. I'm not sure how well you guys can see there that it's coming out quite a lot clearer, but almost a full 16 litre tub over there. We are still filling over here. So I think I'm going to close the drain, turn off the hose, put some of that Liqui Moly flush in, and then let the car get up to temp again. This Liqui Moly stuff is 1 litre and it says it can treat up to 50 litres. So I'm going to work off. Actually, let me Google what these Polo's coolant volume is. So instructions say switch on vehicle heater, add contents to the cooling system, must be at operating temperature. Okay, so I need to refill and idle the car up to temp. And let the engine run for a minimum of 10 to 30 additional minutes. Finally, flush cooling system with a generous supply of water and refill according to the manufacturer's instructions. Content will treat a maximum of 50 litres. Okay. Internet and the Liqui Moly Advantage app says 6.5 litres of coolant. So I'm going to go with 10 litres of treatment. So 50 litres at 1 litre means 200 mils to the 10 litres. I did give it a good shake prior. So 200 mils is over there. There we go. There's my 200 mils. Okay, I've put that inside. Let's close it up now and same thing, get the car up to temp. And let it idle for 10 to 30 minutes. Okay, car's up to temp now. I'm going to start a timer for 20 minutes. Okay, there's 20 minutes of idling. We're still holding steady at 90 degrees. So what I'm going to do now, same thing. I'm going to put the tub back under the drain port, open the drain ports, and then start flushing all of that out and allowing all that water with the radiator cleaner to flush out with fresh water. Bottom there you can see it's draining out. That's quite foamy, this stuff. So just got to clean that all out, flush it all out. Out of this first flush, I can already see quite a bit of rust and stuff. I'll show you guys a better view. Out of the first drain of the of draining the flush, you can see there's quite a bit of rubbish in the bottom of this pan. So I think the flush is working. I'm going to keep doing this until it comes out clean and there's no more foam. You can see quite a bit of foam in it. It's getting quite cold here, but I'm still busy flushed about 6 buckets. The foaming is getting better, so not as much foam anymore, which means that I'm getting all of the radiator flush out. So I'm just going to keep doing that until it stops foaming. There we go, a lot less foamy. I'm going to pull that out and swap it one last time, and then when this one's full I will stop flushing and then just drain the system and then refill it with coolant and distilled. I've actually lost count of how many times I've swapped the containers out. I've flushed quite a lot. It's got to be more than 8 or 10. But I don't mind. It's getting rid of all the rust, and every now and then I see more particles as I drain the water, so it's good. I actually managed to get the heater to start working properly, so I think that was clogged heater core, because now it's pumping lekker hot air out, out the vents. So before I pull the manifold off, I don't actually think I'm going to swap this out yet. I'm going to drain the system again, fill it with coolant, bleed it, I'll show you that now, and test over the coming days, see if it fixes the heater, because yeah, I don't want to have to pull the manifold off and then worry about those gaskets sealing properly against the face of the head, not unnecessarily. So it's not that big a job to do this, but we'll see if it works fine. Just gonna continue flushing one more drum, then I'm gonna turn hose off, let all the water drain out, and blow it out to try to get as much water out as possible, and then I'll start filling with coolant. Okay, I've just removed the hose off the bottom of the bottle. Same thing, I'm going to blow some compressed air through the system just to try to get as much water out as possible. Compressor might kick in now, so it's going to make a bit of noise. Now it's just to try and flush as much water out as possible. Okay, there I've got my 6 liters of mixed coolant. Mixed the one from the one bottle, and then another liter and a liter and a half from the other bottle. So yeah, 6.5 liters. I am ready to start filling the coolant. Just to show you, normally what I do is to fill coolant, I take the water temp sensor, I just pull it out a little bit. Actually, I pull it out, don't forget that little O-ring, and I start filling coolant until water starts pouring out of here, just to make sure that there's no air blockages here. Then I push the water temp sensor back in, and I pull this hose at the top here off, because that is pretty much the highest point of the radiator and water system other than the bottle, and that hose over there is that hose over there. So I could actually possibly pull it off there, but anyway, I pull it off there, and same thing, I continue filling up the water bottle until water starts pouring out of here. As soon as it pours out of there, I close and check my water level over there, turn over the engine or start the engine and let it cycle. Okay, let's start filling. I'm going to fill from here, and then I'll show you when it starts pouring out of there, and plug that, then continue filling, show you when it starts pouring out of there. I'm going to use the emptier bottle first. Looks like it's already started pouring out of there. I'll show you guys. You can see there it's coming out. So let me close that up quickly. Just like that. Put the clip back in. There we go. And then continue filling until it comes out of there. Just be patient with the filling, because you want to allow time for the bubbles to come out, otherwise you create an airlock in the system. There you can see it starts pouring out of there, and that's a solid stream now. So let's close that, all those bubbles are out, and then can continue topping up here. Okay, as you can see, didn't take anywhere near the 6 liters. There's still obviously water in the system, so what I'm going to do is over the coming days I'm just going to keep topping up, drain a little bit, top up, drain a little bit, top up with the coolant to just make sure that I get as much of that actual water out and it's mostly coolant. Okay, we can cap off here and start the car, get it up to temp. Don't forget to bleed the system. Put your heater on maximum and the fan on to allow it to assist in bleeding the system. Okay, now car is running, heater's on maximum, fan is running, and just going to watch the coolant temperature gauge to make sure we come up to 90 degrees and don't go over 90. Took the car for a spin, probably did 5 to 10 Ks. The temperature is holding perfectly steady around 90 degrees. Level is still fine. I will check it a little bit later. So I've put the airbox back on, put the pipe back in, put all the hose clamps back together, and it is done. Oh, and heater's working perfect. So I think that heater valve or the heater core was clogged, and with the whole flush that started working again. Happy about that. I am going to keep that heater valve in case it stops working, then I'll replace it. 2 things to note. I do think when you're filling the system, especially in between runs, pull that temp sensor, just to allow it to bleed air out there. And the same thing with this pipe at the top here of the radiator pipe. Do the same thing down the little pipe. Definitely helped the bleeding process go a lot quicker, a lot easier, getting all that air out. Yeah, that's pretty much it that I have to note. That is all sorted, level's fine, so I'm going to put this back together, I'm going to close this up, and that is done. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way to the end, really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then.